clean it because it develops a layer of magnesium oxide on it. As it develops a layer of magnesium oxide on it, the pure metal is not available for the reaction. So in order to make that pure metal available for the reaction, what we need to do? We need to clean it with the help of a sandpaper, so that the pure metal will be available for the reaction. Now if I put it in the flame, you need to observe what change is it taking place. Are you able to see it? What did you observe? Did you observe anything or not?
Yes, sir. So the ribbon started burning with a dazzling flame.
Yes, the ribbon starts burning with a dazzling flame, and I have collected that as white powder that was formed after burning of that magnesium ribbon in a beaker, which already I have some water inside it, and I have kept that powder inside it, and I am trying to dissolve it. Because magnesium oxide is partially soluble. If you know, magnesium oxide is partially soluble. So I need to dissolve it properly. And once dissolving it, let me check what is the chemical nature of this solution. When I am talking about chemical nature, whether it is acidic, whether it is basic, that I need to check. How can I check that whether it is acidic or basic? In the ongoing chapter, you know, use of indicator. So if I take phenolphthalein solution and if I add it to that, depending on the change of in the color, I can know whether it is acidic or basic. So let me put, what do you observe there? What is the change? What is
It
the
has
change?
turned pink, so it is
It has
basic.
changed to
It changes
it
to,
has changed to pink.
it has changed to pink. If you are not able to see it in the beaker, I am transferring that into a test tube. Now I think it is clearly visible to all of you. It has turned into pink. As you know, in basic solution, your phenolphthalein changes its color to pink. That indicates that magnesium oxide is pink in color. And what is the type of reaction here? Here also magnesium, when burning with oxygen in the flame, that is also an example of your combination reaction. Moving on to the next type of reaction that we will perform here. Heating of certain crystals. We will be heating certain crystals. The first one that is given in your textbook is about heating ferrous sulfate crystal. So I will transfer some of the ferrous sulfate crystal into a test tube and will put it on the flame to observe the changes. So I have taken a few ferrous sulfate crystal in a test tube. We'll take a test tube holder. If you know this instrument apparatus, that is test tube holder, we need to clamp it properly and let me put it on the flame to observe the change. So we need to do a strong heating, and as you know, ferrous sulfate crystal FeSO4, it doesn't only FeSO4, it also contains water of crystallization. That is FeSO4.7H2. 7 water molecules are there. So initial heating, you will observe that it will evaporate out all the water of crystallization. And when you go on further heating, gradually what you will observe that it evolves, although that color you cannot observe here until and unless you observe it physically. But here what I can observe here, a colorless gas is evolving out from the test tube, and gradually the color of the residue is changing to brown. The colorless gas that is evolving out is giving a smell of burning sulfur, and the residue that is forming brown color, that is your, gradually if you see, the green color is changing to a grayish brown, changing to a grey color. When I go on heating further, it will completely turn into brown, and the gas which is evolving out is colorless, and that is having a smell of burning sulfur. And that gas is a mixture of sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide. We will try to observe that change with the help of a blue litmus paper, as sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide are basic in nature. Acidic in nature. That means when I take a wet litmus paper and if I put it in front of the mouth of the test tube, in that case, when I hit it, the color of the litmus paper will turn red. Blue litmus paper will turn red. I need to further heat that. And ferrous sulfate crystal requires strong heating. In order to decompose ferrous sulfate, it requires a strong heating. Okay, slight will be changing as the amount of gas is very less. Slight will be changing, and you can see the color is changing. That green color coloration has changed. Another notable change that you can see with another salt, that is your lead nitrate. If we hit lead nitrate, there you can observe a prominent change over there. Let me do with that. Let me transfer some of the lead nitrate crystal. I've transferred some of the lead nitrate crystal. I think it is visible to all of you what I am doing.
Yes.
Very good. Now if I put it on the flame, the characteristics of this heating is that the salt breaks down with a crackling sound. Are you able to see any change in the test tube? If I wait for another some second, I'll show you the initial changes in the test tube. Can you see the change in the test tube?
The brown
Yes,
color
sir.
gas.
Yes, that is the brown fumes that is coming out. When I go on heating further, you observe the change. When I go on heating it further, is that crackling sound audible to you?
Yes, sir. When
Yes,
you are
sir.
burning, it is audible.
Yes, sir.
Now you can observe the brown fume. Are you able to observe the brown
Yes,
fume?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What is that gas? And look at the
Nitrogen dioxide.
look at the bottom of the test tube. Can you find out the difference in the color at the bottom of the test tube? Is it visible now? Look at the bottom of the test tube.
Yes, sir.
What is that color?
Yellowish.
The yellowish.
Okay, let me refocus again the camera for you. Is it visible now? Clear? Yellowish in
Yes,
color.
sir.
It is yellowish in color. What is that yellow color? That is lead oxide. So what are the observations over here? The salt decomposes with a crackling sound. Next observation is that a brown color fumes comes out and a yellow residue. And a yellow residue is formed. Along with that brown gas, another gas evolves out which we cannot observe through our eye because it is a transparent colorless gas. What is that? That is oxygen gas. So, this is also an example of thermal decomposition reaction. Heating of ferrous sulfate crystal, heating of lead nitrate, all these are an example of. Next, third one we will see that I have already done it for the other class. If you see, copper sulfate. This is copper sulfate. To it, I have added an iron nail. So, as you know, iron is more reactive than copper. So, gradually, the color has changed, and I will try to take it out. Let me try to take it out the iron nail. Here, although you cannot observe probably you cannot observe it as it's a very tiny nail. So here what you observe, that iron nail has a little deposition of copper. That iron nail has a little deposition of copper, which I can observe from here. Physically, you can observe that from here. But what I will do here, in order to show you the displacement reaction, I take copper sulfate and to it will add some other metal which will quickly decolorize the copper sulfate. That will quickly decolorize the copper sulfate. Let us do that experiment. We don't need any more heating. So let's not waste the natural. So what we will do here, I am preparing another solution of copper sulfate. And if you can see, here also you can observe the blue color, right? Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Then blue, I
Yes, sir.
a little amount of that, and to it I'll add magnesium metal, right? If I'm taking magnesium metal, one small piece of magnesium metal you will see, one small piece of magnesium metal also can decolorize the color of. Here if you can see, I have added magnesium ribbon to it. Now that magnesium is reacting with copper sulfate, we'll keep it for some time and later on we'll see whether the color has changed or not. Now the other experiment that I want to show you is here. So this is an example of your displacement reaction. This is displacement reaction. The other reaction that we will perform today is mixing two ionic aqueous solution of two ionic compound. In one case I am taking here sodium sulfate. In one test tube I will take sodium sulfate. I have taken a very little amount. Let's not waste the salt. Whatever amount is required, we will take that. In another test tube I am taking barium chloride. And we'll see the change that will be taking place. What happens when ionic compounds are dissolved in water. Can you tell me? The ionic salt will decompose or dissociate into respective ion. That ionic compound will dissociate to respective ions. Why I am taking this? In order to dissolve the salt quickly and thoroughly. Now what I will do, I will take both the solution. I can see transparent. Yes or no? Now to it I will add.
Yes, sir.
Mix them. What do you observe? After mixing them, what do you observe? What is your observation?
The solution has turned white color.
Solution has turned white, and if I keep it for some time, then that white color will settle down. If I leave it undisturbed for certain time, this was the experiment that I had done in the previous period for MC students. Now you can see the upper part is transparent, the below part, if you can see, a white color precipitation has settled down. And what is that? That is nothing but your barium sulfate. When sodium sulfate reacts with barium chloride, that is barium sulfate and it is white in color. Similarly, we can perform another experiment over here. In another experiment, here I will take lead nitrate. In one of the test tube, I will take lead nitrate. Remember, students, when you will be writing the lab record must contain the tabular form of the observation. If you will copy it from the lab manual writing in a theoretical paragraph wise, I shall not allow those copies to be validated or corrected. And as you know, although it is class 10, looking at the present scenario, I hope and we are expecting that more weightage will be given to your internal marking than your examination. So you need to do all those activities which are assigned to you very sincerely. Otherwise, you will lose mark. At that time, you will not complain. I'm just giving a suggestion, not making you frightened or not giving any kind of threatening or warning. I'm just reminding you politely, as polite as possible. Now, both the solutions are transparent. And what can you see here? That when I add, what do you observe? Yes, what do you observe?
So the solution has turned yellow.
Yellowish color.
Yellow color.
So you can see yellow precipitation. That yellow precipitation will settle down again. The moment I am mixing it, yellow coloration is formed. Why that color? Yellow coloration. Because lead nitrate reacts with potassium iodide to form lead iodide, which is yellow in color. Right? Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Is there any
Yes,
doubt
sir.
you have related to this? Do you have any doubt or query?
No, sir.
Sure.
No,
Now,
sir.
after
No,
that,
sir.
what you will do? Is the board visible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Do you have a proper view of the board? Yes. We have a very proper view of the board. Now we will write the reactions. Let us write the reactions for all these equations on the reaction that first one that we discussed, calcium oxide with water, that gives us calcium hydroxide. What type of reaction is it? Combination reaction.
Combination.
The second experiment that we observe, magnesium with oxygen, that will give us magnesium oxide. And when you dissolve magnesium oxide in water, that gives us magnesium hydroxide. These three are examples of your combination reaction. Two compounds combining to form a single. Here two elements combining to form a compound. Again here two compounds combining to give one another compound. These three are example of your combination reaction. Have you all noted? Because at the end I will say everyone
Yes,
is
sir.
copy. Everyone is copy, I will also say. Next, what do you observe? That heating of ferrous sulfate crystal. As you know, ferrous sulfate is FeSO4.7H2O. It contains water of crystallization. When you heat it, initially mild heating, and initially will not be, all of a sudden the heat will not be very much. So that case, we say mild heating. The first case FeSO4 and the water molecule will get evaporated out, or the water molecule will get evaporated out. When you go on heating FeSO4, when you go on further heating, strong heating, then it will give us Fe2O3 plus SO2 plus SO3. This is brown. These two are colorless, having a characteristic smell of burning sulfur. These two are colorless and are having a characteristic smell of burning sulfur. Am I clear?
Sir,
Yes.
sir,
Yes.
so the board is quite hazy.
It is hazy.
Sir,
No, sir, clear, sir.
yes, sir. Sir,
Yes.
sir, after dot 7H2O, what you have written?
This one.
Yes, sir.
Mild. M-I-L-D. Mild. Slow heating or mild heating. The next, have you noted?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
SO2 and SO3 are colorless. Next one that we did, okay, what is the balance equation? 2 FeSO4, that will give us Fe2O3 plus SO2 plus SO3. Now the other one that we did here, lead nitrate, PbNO3 whole 2 gives PbO, which is yellow in color, NO2 nitrogen dioxide, brown in color, reddish brown, and oxygen gas. What is the balance chemical equation? 2 PbNO3 gives 2 PbO, 4 Na2 plus O2. Am I clear?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes. So this is an example of decomposition reaction, thermal decomposition reaction. Next experiment that we perform, copper sulfate, aqueous solution of copper sulfate plus iron Fe gives us FeSO4 plus Cu, and similarly if I take copper sulfate aqueous with magnesium, here this is green, here it is blue. Magnesium sulfate, here it is colorless. And copper is a brown deposition, shiny brown deposition. Understood? The next reaction that we will perform, barium chloride aqueous plus sodium sulfate Na2SO4 aqueous solution that gave a sodium chloride aqueous remains dissolved and barium sulfate BaSO4, barium sulfate white precipitation. The other one that we discussed, that is your lead nitrate PbNO3 2 plus Ki, that is PbI2 and potassium nitrate is in the aqueous state, lead iodide is in the solid state, you can say precipitate, yellow in color. So all these equations has to be mentioned in the lab record after your observational table. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
So next class, first of all, we'll discuss so next class what we'll do, we'll discuss the acid base chapter, then we'll go for the reaction related to your acid base, that is your finding out the pH, and the second experiment, that is studying the properties of acid and bases, HCl and NaOH. 2A, experiment number 2A and 2B, that we will discuss. I'll show you that experiment of class 10th also. You are able to see, let me check whether you are able to see that. I'll show you the list. I'll try to get it close for you to read, if possible, if you can read. I hope you can read it.
No, sir.
It is blurry.
No, sir.
Little blurry? Okay, fine. Class.
First one is preparing something, temporary mountain like that.
That
It
was
is biology.
biology. See the chemistry part. See the chemistry
So
one.
chemistry. So chemistry completely not.
The
visible.
chemistry nothing
Chemistry
visible.
is not visible at all.
Chemistry not visible at all. Okay. Now?
No, sir.
No.
No, sir. I'll send a photo of this in the group.
If you can hold your So these are the 5 experiments that we need to perform. So next class means next week. Every week we cannot perform the experiment. Next week we'll go for 2A and 2B related to your acid and base 2A and 2B. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Anything you want to ask?
Sir,
Yes.
sir, in the lab manual, sir, it is given in the combination reaction action of water on quicklime.
That also we did in the beginning. But you have to
Sir?
that will perform at the beginning, no? What you were observing? Didn't we perform that one? Arey, did we perform
Yes, sir,
that?
we did. So that was the first experiment.
First experiment I did this one. See. This one I did. Adding calcium oxide powder. Quicklime is nothing but a calcium oxide powder. This one I did at the beginning.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, along with that, we will also write the procedure of burning of the magnesium ribbon and that mixing of magnesium oxide with water.
If I was clear in my instruction, you must just write in that table how you are performing that experiment. Not entire magnesium ribbon is taken and it is cleaned, then with the help of tongue, we will hold it, we will put it in the film. No. Simply write.